say we've lost our way, but waiting patiently in everything is truth. How can we be the change? How can we start this change? Let's take a step back from the brink, look into each other's eyes, reach out for that central link and organize. Reaching the rays of hope, guiding the ways to go. The central link, the central link, the central link.
Please join us on the Central Link.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Sunnywald Natural Foods in Stoverstown, Pennsylvania. Today Willa from Sunnywald's is going to take us on a tour to show us what they do here and what they have to offer.
Welcome to Sunnywald Natural Foods. I'm Willa. I was actually born here. And what's unique about this store is it sits on a 60-acre farm that's never had chemicals on it. We're not certified organic because we actually live at what we would call a beyond organic standard. We try to do everything possible to live more and more sustainably. So as we take a look around the store today, I think you're going to see some unique things that you just perhaps haven't seen before. Welcome to Sunnywald Natural Foods. We've been in business for over 50 years. Come on in. At Sunnywald, we believe good health comes from the farm, not the pharmacy. So when you step into our foyer, the first thing you're going to see is you're going to see a lot of information about local farms, because we really want our customers to know where their food is coming from. So that's where we start at Sunnywald. We always start with food and local farms. As we step into the store, the first department that we come to is the produce department. We think that fresh produce really should be the foundation of a good diet. And everything we sell here is either certified organic or it's grown without chemicals in a way that we would consider sustainable. And sort of what we mean by that is that the farmers are using methods that not only grow delicious, tasty, nourishing food, but it does it in such a way that we're leaving the earth at least as in good shape as we found it, and hopefully even better. You know, it's so important to know where our food is coming from. This is Whitney Hauk. He's one of the local farmers who brings food to Sunnywald Natural Foods. Whitney, you're within 50 miles, I would think, aren't you? You're probably just about 50 miles. At Sunnywald, we consider 50 miles local. And what did you bring today? You brought dark leafy greens?
I've got collards and kale and Siberian and red Russian kale and the lacinato kale.
So, and you know, these dark leafy greens are one of our most nutrient-dense foods. And it would really behoove us to learn to use them and to enjoy them, because this is where you get your calcium. I mean, there's a whole lot of great stuff, great nutrition found in these dark leafy greens. You know, one of the things we think is really important is making sure that our customers have enough information that they can really make a well-informed decision. On our produce tags, we've actually created several categories, and then if it's relevant to a particular product, it's colored in. So as we go through the store, you'll notice that there are some unique features here. You know, we've been in business for over 50 years, and you know, hopefully we've learned a lot. The artwork on the walls, you know, is sort of just, I guess, a little bit of carryover from, you know, the 60s and the 70s, because I certainly grew up in that period of time. You know, we really think that the great majority of our nutrition should come from food. But you know, there's an unfortunate situation that we find ourselves, and that is that our soils have been depleted. We've actually lost a lot of topsoil to erosion and so on. And so we do feel that in many cases, supplements can be tremendously helpful, and in some cases, it's absolutely necessary. You know, one of the supplements that really can produce profound results for people are what are called probiotics. Many of these do require refrigeration. Some do not and are great, especially when people are traveling. But probiotics are the good bacteria that's so necessary for good digestion, not only the digestion but also absorption and for good elimination. You know, at Sunnywall, we think good information is so important. You know, one of my favorite quotes is from Margaret Mead, who said, I was raised to believe that the only thing worth doing was to add to the sum of accurate information in the world. You know, there's so much information in the world today, but how much of it is really accurate? So, you know, we really think that one of the most important things for all of us is to become a student of good health and become a student of life. Keep reading, keep learning, keep asking questions, and keep trying things. This bulk room is a very unique feature here at Sunnywald Natural Foods. Not only do the customers serve themselves over 300 items, and they can have either a pinch or a pound, any quantity that you want, but we keep it cool in here. It's actually 55 degrees in here, and it's just really perfect for keeping bulk foods that but don't have preservatives, haven't been fumigated. It keeps those things from getting buggy. And one of the unique things we do, we're very, very particular about quality here. We actually keep some of our frozen, or some of the high oil content nuts, we actually keep in the freezer. We don't even think that 55 degrees is adequate. But we're very, very particular about quality and rotation. And one of the unique things, very unique things we do is we take our herbs and spice jars and we actually drill a hole in the bottom so that we can fill the product from the bottom. So it always rotates perfectly, and you're always getting fresh product. So this bulk room is just, like I said, just such a unique feature. I don't think you're going to find a bulk room quite like this just about anywhere. The way that we ended up with this store is in 1955, my dad bought my mom a flour mill. And of course it was just for our family, or at least that's what we thought. But some of the friends and neighbors heard about it and they said, oh, can you grind a little bit for us? And next thing we knew, we were selling, you know, whole wheat flour, and then of course we were selling some of the family supplies of dried fruits and nuts, and here we are, 50-some plus years later. This is a very unique portion of the store. Very few stores want to get involved with grinding whole grains flour fresh. First off, it's messy. Okay, and so we have the whole room partitioned off. But also, it's not a money-making thing. But if you're going to have a grain-based diet, as so many Americans do, then we feel that those grains need to be ideally grown without chemicals, organic, and ideally ground fresh. So what we do here is we take our customer's order, and then we turn on the mill, and then we literally grind it for them fresh. There we are, freshly ground flour. In fact, it's even just a little bit warm. This is a stone mill. The thing that's wonderful about stone mills is the stone doesn't heat the flour as much as the steel mills do. And I remember as a kid when I used to work in the store with, you know, helping my mom, I used to always tell people, now if you go home and bake while that is still warm, now you've got all the nutrition. But if you want to store a freshly ground flour, the best way to do it is store it in the freezer, and that'll protect the natural oils.
The health tip of the week or any advice on this program is for educational purposes only and is not intended as a replacement for qualified health care. Please consult your physician or healthcare provider before making any changes or starting new treatments.
I don't know about you, but I suffered from poison ivy terribly when I was a child. And I understand that because we're using more and more agricultural chemicals, it's becoming even more virulent. Well, we've heard that something you can try is to help build an immunity by using a homeopathic remedy called Rhus tox. Okay, here it is. They're just little teeny tiny tablets. They're made from all natural substances. You might want to do some research on this, because if we can build up a natural immunity to poison ivy, we can really alleviate a lot of suffering. And if you do end up with poison, I know we used to always use the laundry soap, the Fells naphtha, and the homemade soap was what we were always told to go inside and bathe. I don't know if you can find homemade soap in these areas. Hopefully these types of things are coming back as the interest is growing in becoming more self-sufficient. But I think you can find Fells naphtha soap at the grocery store. And we actually carry the Burt's Bees Poison Ivy soap. And I think you can find that many places. There's also homeopathic remedies and herbal things to help alleviate poison ivy suffering. But let's see if we can prevent it by building up an immunity. I'm Willa from Sunnywald Natural Foods with the health tip of the week. Sunnywald Natural Foods. Good health comes from the farm, not the pharmacy.
Hi, my name is Michael Brothers. I'm a local artist, and I have been painting watercolors since 2004. This is a piece of my watercolor collection that I painted, and his name is Miles, and the reason he has that look, this was his first day seeing snow. This is another piece from Montecatini Alto in Italy. I photographed this couple having lunch, and when I got my photos back, I looked at it and I thought, wow, the emotion that these two people had, and I'm calling this serenity. This watercolor is of a scene from Lancaster County in Pennsylvania, and it was done to enter into a cover show for one of the art magazines in our area. This watercolor is a painting of some of my antiques. I'm photographing them, editing them, and then I paint it on watercolor paper. Those are the three loves that I have. Again, my name is Michael Brothers, and I love painting watercolors. Thank you.
Eco York is a different type of web development company. Not only can we develop websites that save you time and money, but will also help you become more eco-friendly. Are you a member of a referral group? Check out our product, EcoFurl. Need a custom product so you can save time and money? Eco York goes above and beyond out-of-the-box software and develops custom applications that can save your business time and money. Are you a maid service company in need of an online estimate tool? Check out our other product, Compass Wave. Do you find yourself performing a tedious task every day? We'll help you perform that task in a more efficient way. No matter where we are, you can count on us to take care of your website's needs. Hi, I'm Mark Lane, President of Eco York. Let us show you what makes us different. Give us a call or visit us online today.
Natural Awakenings is a free monthly magazine about natural health and sustainable living. Look for Natural Awakenings wherever free publications are available or online at naturalcentralpa.com. Feel better, live simply, and laugh more with Natural Awakenings magazine.
Now we start our refrigerator and freezer section. Many of the products in here are local. We're very, very fortunate to have good relationships with local farms. All of our eggs come from local farms. And one of the things that we do is we, once again, try to give our customers as much information as possible. Because you know, there's a lot of terms now that are sort of being used that don't necessarily always communicate real accurately about how this product was raised. Just to have a package say something is cage-free or free range, what does that really mean? In many cases, the chickens are still in a large building. You know, as far as I understand, as long as there's an open door, they can be considered free range, but those chickens may never even choose to go out. It may be such a foreign opportunity for them. So once again, knowing where your food is coming from, knowing how these animals are raised, what they're being fed, is so very, very important. We have a lot of raw milk cheeses, and we're very, very fortunate in Pennsylvania that we can sell some of the raw milk products. You know, so many people do have problems with dairy, and interestingly enough, a lot of those problems are caused because of the pasteurization and homogenization. We actually used to sell a lot of the non-dairy beverages, the almond milk, the soy milk, the rice milk, and so on. And when we had an opportunity to bring in the raw milk, a lot of our customers found that they could digest raw milk just fine. We're really fortunate that here in Pennsylvania we have the opportunity to sell raw milk and to use raw milk. You know, it is somewhat controversial, but if you look back in history, our ancestors, I mean, going way back, everything was raw. And certainly it does have to be handled properly. And here again, you know, knowing the farm where your food comes from gives you that peace of mind that these things are being done properly and so on. We always give out a lot of information, or at least display a lot of information. I really love this raw milk brochure that just helps people understand, well, what does pasteurization do? Okay, and what are the pros and cons of that? What does homogenization do? You know, is the fat in milk bad? And you know, as I mentioned, there's so much misinformation or maybe incomplete information. So we just encourage people, we're not here to tell anybody what to do. We always say that's God's job. You know, but what we try to do is give people information, encourage them to do their own reading, to do their own research. But many, many families have found that they do well. I mean, the children thrive, the adults thrive using the raw milk, especially when the cows are fed grass. You know, here's part of the problem. When we feed cows, you know, soybeans and corn and other types of products, their digestive systems were made to eat grass. So when we feed cows or we give them access to good pasture, they produce good milk. We have a pretty extensive personal care, or what we call HBA, health and beauty aid aisle. And just remember, anything that you put on your skin is literally going to be absorbed into your body. So you just want to make sure that your personal care products are as pure and clean as your foods are. Thank you so much for joining me on this brief tour today. You know, we're all about living sustainably. So if you're ever in our area, be sure to come and see us.
I'd like to talk about fountain water. We'll talk first about indoor fountains. Indoor fountains are very nice, add a very nice touch to your decor in your room. But our advice for indoor fountains to keep the water clean is to use distilled water. Tap water has minerals in it. If it doesn't have minerals in it, sometimes they even add them so it doesn't take the minerals out of your piping, the copper and such. But at any rate, those minerals will eventually leave a ring in your fountain that will be very hard to get rid of. So we suggest using distilled water only. And remember, spring water or drinking water is not distilled water. One tip, if you have a dehumidifier that you're running all summer, that is distilled water. There are no minerals. If it collects that water in your dehumidifier, you can use that water. It's mineral free. One thing that we have found in indoor fountains, if there's enough light, a window or enough light, and there's enough spores in the air, you will begin to get a slime or a slight green tint or algae on some of the surfaces. For this, we do have a good product. It's called FountTech. It is a product that you use very little. A bottle like this will last a long time on an indoor fountain. It is said to be safe for pets and children, but if your pet is going to make a habit of drinking out of it, I don't think it's the best thing to use. You probably don't want to use FountTech if it's a habitual place for your pet to drink. When we go to outdoor fountains, the best thing for outdoor fountains we find is to clean them regularly. It's usually not very effective or cost-effective to use distilled water in an outside fountain, because when it rains and things, it's not really distilled anymore. So you will have issues, particularly with the light levels. The best thing to do is once a week or twice a week, if you're not using any additives, to take that apart or at least scrub it out. It comes out very easily if you don't let it dry on. Drain it, put fresh water in. The other thing to do outside is make sure that you're not letting debris build up in it. Any leaves or any debris, petals from plants, from flowers, you want to keep that out of your fountain. FountTech works very good outdoors also. The rate, if you have algae, is 2 drops per gallon, and then 1 drop per gallon per week for maintenance. It is very good. It does a great job, but if you plan to have any fish in these fountains or any plants, that's not your answer. The answer there is also just regular cleaning. The manufacturer of FountTech claims that the product is safe in its diluted form for pets or any domestic animals. However, if they're going to make a habit of drinking it, it's probably not a good option. The only thing to do there in that situation is to get a brush and scrub the fountain and change the water. I'm Dave Miller with Miller Plant Farm, and thank you for watching your Garden Tip of the Week.
Hi, I'm Jess with Racehorse Productions. Do you need a high-quality professional video for your business, product, service, event, or something else? We at Racehorse Productions have a motto: if you can dream it, we can film it. For all your video needs, give us a call. We would love to work with your idea or help create one for you. Thank you, and remember, if you can dream it, we can film it.
Natural Awakenings is an effective marketing vehicle for your business. The magazine reaches a highly responsive, niche audience in your area. Learn how Natural Awakenings can help your business grow at naturalcentralpa.com. Feel better, live simply, and laugh more with Natural Awakenings magazine.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Central Link. I'm your host, Casey Smith. Today we're here at Energy Stock in downtown York, Pennsylvania. It's an event to show people how they can be a little more environmentally conscious and how to go green. So we talked to some people here today, some organizers, some vendors. So why don't you take a look at what they had to say. Okay, now Britt, what is your affiliation with today's event?
I'm actually the general program coordinator from today.
Talk a little bit about the message you're trying to put across today.
Basically, what we want to let everybody know that renewable and sustainable energy is available in this area and that they should be taking advantage of it if they are able to. It's definitely a worthwhile cause. It's so much better than the typical electric and the gas that we use in our homes. It's affordable and it ends up paying for itself after time, so it's definitely the responsible thing to be doing.
Now, if you could give our viewers a 30-second pitch about why they should get away from electricity, go greener, what would that pitch be?
Well, the first thing we have to remember is that all of our resources on this earth are finite, and we need to do something a little bit more sustainable to make sure that we can continue to enjoy the things that we have. I just feel like it's the most responsible thing that we can do is to try and be more responsible. That way our kids and our grandkids and everybody can still have a nice planet to live on. So,
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Sure.
Okay. Michael, tell me a little bit about yourself and your organization and why you're here today.
Okay, I'm Michael Helfrich. I'm the Lower Susquehanna River Keeper for Stewards of the Lower Susquehanna. And we basically go out and check to see if there's pollution out there, and we figure out what we should do about it, either contact the proper agencies or work with scientists to figure out how to reduce it. We also go out in the communities and help with creek cleanups. And the last weekend of August here in York, we have the Cadorus Boat Parade. And we've just been working for years trying to improve the Cadorus Creek and the Susquehanna River.
Now, for how many years has your organization been running?
We've been around since 2005.
And have you noticed a significant change in the water since you've started?
Well, there's definitely a significant improvement in the Cadorus Creek. We're catching lots of fish. It doesn't smell anymore, really, most of the time.
Well, thank you very much for all the work you do around our community with the Cadorus especially. We really appreciate it. Okay, so you're at Energy Stock today, enjoying some of the music and the good weather. What brought you out today?
We wanted to support, clean energy and the festival, but also our favorite band, my favorite band, Free Breakfast. So.
Are you enjoying yourself?
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Okay, Bill, tell me a little bit about your business and what you're doing here today.
We've been involved with energy and water efficiency since about 2008. What we brought with us today we thought would be a perfect match for this particular event are solar powered generators. We're making solar energy from the panels. They're going into the battery pack, and for this particular application, rather than power things that I normally bring, we're running an extension cord, and we're over here and we're making solar powered smoothies. So we're powering the food booth, which we thought would be a nice application for today.
So on the consumer end of things, how can people buy solar panels and make use of them?
Well, I think that's where we have a bit of a niche. Everyone, or not everyone, but a lot of people would like to have solar panels on their home, and they'd like to have solar-powered hot water, but it's a pretty substantial outlay, even though there are some government incentives. So we provide sort of some entry-level ways to get into it. I mentioned to you earlier, we have solar-powered chargers that fit into the palm of your hand, and they'll charge your cell phone or your iPad or all your portable electronic devices. So now you're into the solar movement for $65, and we have other things that are powered by the sun, like flashlights and emergency lights.
Something that a lot of people should consider looking into. So thank you very much. Really appreciate talking to you.
Thanks for coming down.
The Central Link is supported by sponsors, advertisers, and individual donations from viewers like you. To show your support, you can donate through the PayPal link on our website. Help us keep this show on the air.